This tape is going to be all about why you should play casino craps as opposed to any other house board game in the casino. First of all, I want to say one thing here. Do not play gambling on no computer. I want you to look up this name, Garry Kasparov, and it's versus Deep Blue. You cannot win against, you ain't going to win against no computer. I ain't no big time radio announcer, so I may stop this tape every once in a while and you know, read something off a paper or whatever. Who am I? What do I know about gambling? What do I know about gambling? I know a lot about gambling. I am the stepson of a big time Chicago mobster. I want you to look up this name on the internet. Dagomangano. That's Dago Mangano. His son was known as London Mangano, and I was his stepson. So for Christmas, when I got presents, I would get stuff like, you know, roulette wheels, and I had a little, like a slot machine bank, and I had a plastic horse racing set. I got all kinds of this stuff, so I know about all about gambling games from a kid on. Let's get into it here. First game is blackjack. Now, when I went to dealer school in Las Vegas, the way you were taught to deal cards, this is an old beat-up deck of cards, but this will work. You take your cards, you go like this, you cut them in half, and you keep them flat on the table like this. You cut them in half, keep them flat on the table, you riffle them together, usually at least about 3 times. Then, then you go like this, you cut them a few times, and you hand them over to the player. The player takes the cards, he cuts them, you take the cards back, and you begin to deal them like this. Now what I just did there at the beginning, and this is standard operating procedure, just about any, you know, single deck, double deck in any casino, is I flip the card around from the back, or to the back. Now if you're counting cards, that 2 of spades there has got to throw your card count off. So, you know, people tell you that, oh yeah, I go to casino, I win at blackjack all the time, I count cards. I'm wondering how anybody could be counting cards when a dealer is flipping one to the back. That was a queen. That's really got to throw your card count off. So as far as card counting in blackjack 21 goes, it's a fallacy. If somebody's winning, they tell you they're card counting, they're just getting lucky doing plug bets. They're betting a nickel, a nickel, a nickel, and then they get a funny feeling whether they're looking at numbers or not, and all of a sudden they jam it with $100, you know, and maybe the bet wins. Oh, they win, yeah, I'm card counting. It doesn't work. Next thing is roulette. You got all those colors and all those numbers, plus you got the zeros thrown in there. And people say, oh, you know, well, you just play the English zero. That's how I win. Well, if you play just the English zero wheel, and you play black or red, or you play odd or even, or whatever you're playing, the odds are still 2.70 around there, I think. We're on a crap table over here. The pass line and the come line is 1.333333 into infinity. It might be 3-4 back here. I'm not quite sure. The odds are way better in craps. And what are you going to do with them zeros in roulette? Now, let's talk about slot machines. Slot machines are not too bad. It's the only place where the average Joe could take, you know, $3, or he could take $3, or what, three quarters or whatever, stick them in a machine, and end up being a millionaire. But the problem with that is, once those machines get up to a certain level, last time I was in Las Vegas, I think the dollar machines was around $20 million, which, by the way, if you win, they're only going to pay you, it takes them 20 years to pay you this, it gets up around 20 million bucks, and everybody and a grandmother is trying to figure out which machine they're going to go to, which machine is it going to be this machine, is this machine going to pay off, how about this machine over here, how about, if I wear my lucky yellow sweater or whatever. And it's just crazy. Once that money level gets up there, you're going to have a very hard time finding any kind of a winning machine, because they're packed up with people playing it, trying to get the millions. If you look on the internet, you see a lot of people, and they're selling you this stuff where you pick up the dice, and if you hold them a certain way, if you do it, like in, what did I see on there? Ooh, look at it, it's a V6. I'll pick these dice up and I'll throw them across the table. Oh, what happened? It was a 5. In a real casino, the tables vary in size. I think they're about, on average, about 8 feet long. I don't know. I never took out no ruler and measured them. It's crazy. They're all different sizes and colors. But you're picking up the dice. You pick them up with one hand, too. You ain't picking them up with two. And you're throwing them clear across the table. Now you got to bounce them off a back wall. And they're bouncing around all over that table. There ain't no way that dice control could work no how. So dice control is a fallacy. Now, about the game of craps. Craps is the only game in a casino where you could start off on the pass line, the come line. You could work your way into the table. You could, like a chess game, you can surround this table. You can move on to the numbers, surround it, and at a point, you can force the table to pay you money back. It has no other choice. The table now has to pay you back because it's checkmated. The Craps Blast is a little system that I developed many years ago. I never released it to anybody because this is what I use. This is why I always use myself. People imitate me. As a system, I turned my last 2 vacation dollars into $427. Now I know what you're thinking, $427, big deal. Well, the casino thought it was a big deal because I did it systematically, one move at a time, and it scared the living hell out of them. There must have been 12 casino executives come out of nowhere. I don't know where these guys come from. And I thought, roll the tape back. I did all the moves were legal. I did nothing wrong. I've had dealers ask me if I could show them how to do this. I ain't got the time, man. I've had pit bosses ask me if I could show them how to do this. I ain't got the time to show you my system. One time I had a casino manager ask me if I would like to come over to his house for dinner and perhaps show him the system. Yeah, sure, buddy. I'll be right over there right away. Hey, just to wrap it up here, the Craps Blast. What does a Craps Blast do? It's the safest way to get in the table. Starts with the pass come, it digs its way into the table, and you don't even need all the numbers before you could block up the table with less than all the numbers with the Craps Blast. At the same time, it lays in like this Bangalore torpedo offense, and it blows money out of the table. It has to give up money. It has no other choice. Now, what we would like you to do is go to the next tape, which is called Best Winning Craps Systems #2, and start learning how to play chess, or start learning how to play craps like it was a game of chess. Thank you for watching this tape, and good luck.